Hi everyone, and welcome to Sketch Lab for Kids. Today, I have such a fun and festive project for you because what's more holiday themed than an elf on the shelf? But this little guy has gotten into a bit of mischief with an ice cream cone. In this video, I'll show you how to draw a cute 3D elf with a playful ice cream mess step by step. We'll use Posca markers to bring the drawing to life with bold, vibrant colors, and I'll share tips along the way to make your artwork pop. So grab your supplies and let's dive into this fun art project together. Well, here's a sketch I'd like to share with you. We have a cone, a sphere, and we also have a cylinder. Those will be the forms that we're going to use today to draw our 3D elf on the shelf. And as you can see, I've also made some color swatches, and I'm using values. You can see I'm using lighter and darker colors. We're going to start off with the circle. I like to move my hand in a circular motion, and then I put my pencil down onto the paper. We're now going to curve a line to the right, and that is how we're going to rotate the head. So curving a line to the right rotates the head to the right, and this line curving up makes the character's head tilt up. We're now going to draw a larger eye and then a smaller eye. So that's size. Objects that are closer are bigger. Off in the distance it gets smaller. And this is a chibi style character. Above the eye we're curving a line up, and below the eye. Repeat that. For the nose we're just going to curve a line to the right. So chibis have small noses. And now we're going to draw a line that curves down and another line that curves down. Letter M for the tongue, and then we're going to fill in the space above that. We're now going to draw the ice cream cone hat. So we're going to start off with a line that curves up. We're going to add a little bit of thickness. And we're going to draw two lines up. And then we're going to match this line here that curves up. We're going to try to match that the best we can. And I'm just going to keep on sketching over this until I get the shape where I like it. And I'm going to add a little bit more thickness here. So I'm curving a line up, just matching that same curve up, adding a little bit of thickness, and I'm going to shade that in. Okay, so now we're going to work on the top of the cone. So I'm going to make a dot. That's going to be the top of the cone, and now I'm just going to draw that line down to the left and then down to the right. I'm going to go ahead now and draw in the waffle cone design. So for this step, I decided to draw diamonds for the waffle cone design. If this is a little too complex, you could always just draw diagonal lines across to create the same pattern. So this adds comedy to our piece. Our mischievous little elf here has gotten himself into a little playful ice cream mess. So it looks like he thought this ice cream cone would make a replacement for his hat. And now he's got ice cream dripping all over his face and all over the floor. Okay, so now's a good time to step back from your artwork and take a look at it. Once again, if you feel it you need to make some adjustments, you can do that. And then now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the dripping ice cream that's going to be dripping down, and it's creating the elf's hair. So these fun details of drawing the ice cream cone and this dripping ice cream creating the hair creates a story for us. This little mischievous elf. So who says elves can't have fun with their treats? We're going to give our elf a cheeky grin. This is also going to create the outline of the frosting of the cupcake. And once again, just keep sketching over that outline until you get it to where you like it. We're actually going to use the curve of the bottom of the sphere to create the bottom of the cupcake. So we're going to keep that line, and now we're going to draw two lines that taper down, one on the right, one on the left, and then now we're going to go ahead and match this curve. So this line that curves down at the top, we want to match that curve at the bottom. All right, well next we're going to add the elf's collar. So this is going to create the design here. And you can see we're drawing these triangular shapes, and that's going to create the collar for our elf on the shelf. All right, well, we're going to make a little adjustment here now. So we're going to adjust the outline a little bit. So I'm going to curve a line up and down. So I'm using a little bit of a wavy line to make this look now like it's the frosting on the cupcake. And then I'm also going to add a little drip here. And once again, that's called overlapping. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up my construction lines. Now, sometimes this can be confusing, so pay attention to the lines that I'm erasing before we outline. So this approach to drawing, as you can see, is we're building with shapes, we're building with forms, and we're using construction lines. And so we always want to draw lightly. It makes it a little bit easier to erase these construction lines. And also, sometimes we build these forms, but then we start to change the outline of the forms a little bit. Just kind of like we added the cheeky grin. We added the little wavy line for the frosting. All right, so now we're going to add this messy detail. So we have some ice cream dripping onto the floor. And we're going to have one more where we placed our drip. Okay, we're ready for outlining. If you're having fun with this tutorial, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. It really helps out. So once again, I like to outline the outside lines with a Sharpie, and then now the inside lines, I'm going in with a fine detailed marker. So for our color palette today, we have ivory, light orange, beige, brown, cacao brown, dark brown, red, ruby red, we have powder pink, and satin pink. And I also added apricot to this color palette here, so you can see it in my hand now. So I'm starting off with the light orange, the light source is coming from the right, and then the apricot is on the left side. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and now moving on to brown. And then we're going to have the cacao brown and the dark brown, and that's how we're going to build up the value. So once again, the left side is going to be darker because the light source is on the right. And we're also going to fill in that little ice cream drip on the floor. I'm now using ivory for these diagonal lines. Now I'm going to use brown, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of beige. And once again, I'm trying to build up that value on the left-hand side. So I'm actually color mixing a little bit of brown with the apricot there, darken that up a little bit. I'm now using satin pink for this strawberry ice cream. And then now I'm going to add a little bit more value with the powder pink. A little bit of white on the right-hand side for a highlight. I'm going back adding some highlights here with my lighter brown marker. And I'm just going to go back and keep on hitting that until I get it to where I like it. I'm now using red, and then now the ruby red is going to add the shading. And then a little bit of gray, and using the white Posca to blend that in. And it has to be done while the paint is wet. All right, I'm going to let that paint dry, and then I'm going to go back over my outlining. Just freshening things up, crisping it up. Well, thanks so much for drawing with me today. I hope you had as much fun creating this cute elf as I did. And don't forget to share your masterpiece using #SketchLabForKids. I'd love to see your artwork. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fun, creative projects. And until next time, keep drawing, keep creating, and have a magical holiday season. Bye for now.